everything changes.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome into the channel. Thank you for joining me, and I just want to jump right into this video, which is going to be mostly a screen share. I want to talk about some of the most popular, hot, best-selling, best profitable items that I have been seeing sell lately, June, July, through summer into the rest of the year of 2021. I think it's super important that if you guys are kind of tunnel visioned, you're stuck on like one type of product, that if I give you a list, and I think I'm going to cover like 25 of them today, that maybe when you're out at thrift stores or estate sales or garage sales or however you do your sourcing, maybe even bulk, that you'll open your eyes up to some other types of items, or at least some other categories, like maybe you don't do toys or you don't do electronics or whatever it is, and this will give you some ideas of some of the better selling categories right now, items that will have a better sell-through rate and a better average sale price that we call ASP, average sale price. So hopefully this opens it up to you. I know the video is going to be a little bit long. I apologize, but I do want to screen share and not just show you the item, but I'll take you over to eBay to show you it on eBay. A lot of these items obviously will be able to be cross-posted if it's in the clothing, fashion, accessory categories over to Poshmark if you do that, or maybe you sell on Mercari or other sites that you can put hard goods. So definitely make it work for your business, but mainly I'm going to show you what they look like on eBay, and then if you sell on Amazon or another platform, certainly cross list to there with List Perfectly. So let's, without further ado, jump over, and I'm just going to show you some of these products that I've been seeing from other resellers posting on their Instagrams and social medias and YouTubes, what kind of stuff they've been selling, and stuff that's been selling pretty well right now. So let's do it. All right, so I'm gonna start with kind of a fun one, and this is action figures, especially vintage, 90s, late 80s, early 90s, mid 90s. I just searched up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. One of my friends, it's a reseller. He doesn't live here in Florida, he lives elsewhere, but he actually got a box of action figures from a yard sale a couple weeks ago, a month or two ago. And I think he paid like 20 bucks for the whole box. And when I say a box, I'm talking like probably the size of two large flat rate boxes. Pretty good box. There was 60 figures in there, 50, 60 figures in there, and he paid like $20 or $25 for it, right? So you're talking about 50 cents or less he paid. And some of the Ninja Turtle ones that he got, he was listing for $25 a figure, right? So I'm just looking at some of these. I mean, look at this 1993 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Rhino Man Rocksteady. Like, this is just a random one, right? And this one actually sold for $21.50 plus $5 in shipping. So they got, over $26 for this one action figure, right? And as we scroll down, we keep seeing that $20, $30, $40 trend, and these are all like the 90s. Even like as we scroll down, here's a 2014, right? So this is kind of more modern. It's only a few years old. This one sold for $15 as one action figure. This is stuff you could pick up, at garage sales, yard sales, and whatnot for $1, for 50 cents. Okay, and people buy this. This stuff sells really, really fast. There are over 26,000 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle action figures that have sold in the last 90 days. If you're looking down at the bottom of my screen, you'll see that it's 26,000 plus, which means over almost 300 units a day are selling of just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Think about G.I. Joe, He-Man, all Thundercats, all of these different types of action figures and superheroes. So look this stuff up, but generally it is a score. Here's a lot of, somebody put up this lot of early 90s, 36 of them for $107.50, and it also had $10 shipping. So they got like $117, $118 for 36 of these toys, which is, only $3.27 a piece in bulk. They could have probably parted it out for more, but man, somebody was thrilled to pay $117, $18 for this thing, right? Like little accessory, the ooze, $10 plus more. So you guys can see $20, $20. All this stuff can get you some average sale prices. You're not going to sell most of this stuff for less than $10 or $15 a unit. Mostly going to be $20, $30 and up. So you can get a really good average sell price, and this stuff sells fast. So again, He-Man, G.I. Joe, Thundercats, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Fantastic Four, the old superhero stuff, Captain Planet toys sell really good. The Captain Planet action figures, in fact, let me just show you guys the Captain Planet action figures. Last time I looked at some of these, it was ridiculous. So all I'm doing is just searching for these in solds, right? And there's only 369 of them, so I'm not even going to search used. But some people have these still in the packaging. But look, here's a Captain Planet 1991 that sold for $35, right? So some of these still in the packaging, over $200, right? 40 plus, 37 plus 5, so $42. If you go in these and you actually sort these, there used to be a lot more of these, honestly. But if you sort these by condition and we click on used, 250, because they're just rare. But some of these 20s, 30s, 40s, things like that. A lot of times I'll also filter by the item location to US only. And so then we'll only see the US ones. And you've got, $26, $37, $28. Obviously, the Ninja Turtles are doing much better. Captain Planet used to be, better than this. 40, some of the girls, 40. Here's one, 4.5-inch figure, $40 plus 8 shipping. Here's one that sold for 20. Here's one that's the whole lot, sold for $109 for, all the stuff. So pretty cool that some of these old toys sell for that. So number 1 is action figures. Okay, number 2 is sneakers. Nike, Adidas, whatever you choose to sell, especially if you can get them at the $100 plus range. Why? Because eBay doesn't charge you fees. You're immediately saving like 10, 12% by selling sneakers over $100. You're adding that $10, $12, $14 into your pocket. So pretty good. And you can see that a lot of these prices are right under that $100. We got an 85, 80 and 10 is 90. We got a 50, 56, a 56. But then you've got some that are over. Now, I just searched for LeBron James sneakers, nothing in particular. Pretty much because I knew that a lot of them sell over $100 and a lot of them are really quick sellers. $220 LeBron 9 All-Star Galaxy Orange size 9s. So if you can learn the sneaker game, I'm not a sneakerhead. This isn't my thing. It never has been. You guys know that. But if you can sell them over $100, you're saving the fees. If not, you're still going to have, high average sale prices, $50, $60, $70. And this stuff sells, be it Kobe shoes or LeBron shoes or Jordans or Nikes or Adidas, or if you learn the Yeezy game, whatever it is, these sell fast. They've never sold faster. eBay is hotly promoting these like all over the platform, the top of the page, you name it. They're absolutely doing it. And I'm going to link some of these items down below for you, a few of the links. I won't put them all, but some of them that you can go check it out. So if you can find these and you can make some profits, you start making $20, $30, $40 profits, $50 profits. Yeah, you might be spending $40 to sell a pair of shoes for $100, leaving you $60 less the fees, but if there's no fees, so there you go, $60 less the shipping label, you might be making $50 on a pair of shoes. So it can be really good. Everyone else trying to get $25 average sale prices and making 10, 15 profits, you're having $100 average sale price and making $40 profits. So something to think about with the shoes if you decide to do it. All right, so jeans is pretty much a given. I literally did a search for Levi's jeans. I didn't sort by men's or women's or size or anything, and 64,000 results came up, which is pretty nuts. Remember, this is a 90-day running total, so that's 711 pairs per day that sell used. This isn't even brand new. This is just used, mind you. So jeans easily gonna get an average of $25 plus on most Levi jeans and other designer and name brand jeans. Rock Revival, Miss Me, True Religion, Adriana Goldschmidt. There are tons of brands of jeans, Silver, Diesel, that you can easily average $25 or $30 without breaking a sweat. So when you're averaging $25 and $30, you can profit $10 to $12. If you can push the average up to even $32, $34, you might be able to start averaging about a $18, $19 profit. Because if you're averaging a $30 sale price or $32 sale price, you got $8 in shipping and $4 in fees. So you're at $12 off 32 is $20 net, and then whatever you paid for them will leave you your profit. So definitely one that you want to think about if you're not selling jeans. Some people don't like it because you got to take measurements, this or that. Look, it helps, it adds, and if you have stacks of jeans, you can certainly make a nice little income. Every 10 pair of jeans you sell is $250. So you just sell 40 pair of jeans a month and it's $1,000 in gross sales towards your running total. So jeans definitely at the top of my list of hot selling items, and they sell all year round. Everyone needs them. I would be doing you guys a disservice if I didn't cover Pokemon collectible cards. There are a lot of fakes. Please be careful. However, there are a lot of expensive cards. And if you look at the bottom of my screen, 510,000 plus Pokemon card listings have sold in the last 90 days, meaning over 5,666 cards per day. So clearly they are selling, clearly they are popular, and clearly they are worth a lot of money for some of them. So please pull out your old Pokemon collections, look for them on Craigslist, look for people selling off collections who don't feel like doing the work. Even if you got to put up a few $100s, but it might be worth, you're paying $300 for someone's collection and it's worth $700 or $800, $1,000, might be something worth looking into. Make sure your margins are there, make sure the work and the time is worth it. You don't want to spend $300 to only make $100 profit or $200 profit, but if you're making, you're paying $300 for a collection, you're selling it for $1,000 and making $700, $1,000 after fees and shipping, well, that might be worth your time. They're not real easy or real hard to list. They're not real hard to ship. They're not real hard to store, and can definitely be worth some money. I know a few of my followers who only sell collectible card game stuff like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon and Magic the Gathering, and they do very, very well, like 10, 15 grand a month in sales. So keep an eye out for those. Right along the same line is Magic the Gathering, 350,000 sold listings. Again, there are some fakes. These are not going to be worth quite as much money for a lot of them, but if you know what you're looking for and you know how to sell them, Magic the Gathering is super hot. Anything with 350,000 listings is bonkers. So definitely, just like you're looking for Pokemon, make sure you're watching for Magic the Gathering cards. So that would be number 5 Magic the Gathering cards, better known as MTG. I'm just going to stay on this, and we're going to go straight into number 6, which is sports trading cards. So if you look at like football cards, for example, just doing a random search here, and we go down here to our sold items, and we can come back up here to not category, we want just condition. We're just going to do used. So there is actually 230,000 used listings for just football. So when you do, basketball, hockey, whatever, baseball, you're going to talk about millions of listings of sports cards. You got to know what you're doing. You got to know which ones to get. You got to know their price, but any single card or box of cards can be looked up, and you can check the price for them. I mean, it's pretty easy. Here's a 2010 Tim Tebow score BCCG 10 rookie card that sold for $49 plus $4 shipping, so $53 with a best offer, so maybe $45 or $50. You can keep scrolling down. You got a 1977 top Steve Largent rookie card, number 177 BGS 7.5 near mint, sold for $47 plus $4, so $51 and change on this one card. If you know what you're doing, you can certainly make some money. Otherwise, steer clear of these if you don't know, but they are some of the hottest selling items right now. So number 5, Magic the Gathering. Number 6, sports trading cards. Okay, so here is video games. Now, video games and video game systems are a very hot commodity. I did a search just for Nintendo NES games. This also has some Super Nintendo games in it. 64,000 results come across for just this one type system game. So if you add PlayStation, all that in, Sega, you name it, tons of games, hundreds of thousands, if not in the millions. And a lot of the new age games are digital. So the systems are great to sell, but a lot of the vintage stuff is where you can make some great money, right? So some of these games, they're going to be $8, $10, $12 games, but you look up stuff like a Super Godzilla, $23, right? So a quality, average sale price there. A 7th Saga game, that one is worth about $20. Kirby Superstar is usually $20 to $25. A Super Mario Brothers 2 cart authentic like that is typically like a $20 game. Battletoads NES, one of my favorite games. Battletoads versus Dungeons Dragons used to be one too. This is a quality $30 game. That one's not even in great shape. So there's certainly some games that you can get where you can average $25, $30. I'm trying to give you guys items where you're going to average $25 or more. So video games, absolutely that one. If you want video game systems, you can start averaging in the hundreds of dollars. 3DSs, Nintendo, Switches. So if we look up just like a Nintendo 3DS, and we're, again, looking at systems, all that I do is just go down here and look up solds, and you can go to the condition and go to used. There's over 12,000 units. And if we want to filter it by the category, we're in video game console, so it's already doing it for us. But basically you can see some of these hundreds and hundreds of dollars. You know, this one, let's say sold for 196 all in, right? Let's say you found that at a garage sale, somebody wanted to sell it for $100. Well, after fees and shipping on $196, you might be at 166. You have a huge average sale price, and you just made, you know, you picked it up for $100 at a yard sale or at an estate sale, and you just made yourself $60 profit. So pretty good right there, right? So that's something to keep in mind. Bigger the investment, bigger the profit opportunity. So here's a 3DS Aqua Blue, right? Sold for $125 free shipping. So they paid about $15 in fees. They probably paid about $10 to ship it. So they're going to be left with about $100 on this listing. Maybe they found it at a pawn shop for 50 or 60. Maybe they found it at a yard sale for 50 or 60. 40, $50 in profit right there. So just definitely keep that in mind. Number 8 on our list is comic books. Outside of my realm, I know a little bit about them. I'm not an expert on comic books. I can tell you a little bit about some of the ones that sell decently. I know quite a few. There's a lot that I don't know. This is kind of Dominic's realm of specialty. And I know a few of you that watch me have big comic book stores. In fact, I just did a review on one just a few days ago. So easy to start learning which ones are worth 15 and 20 and up, 25 and up. You know, doing lots of them. Maybe you get, you know, I seen, to remember when I bought those like 500 or 600 comic books, I think I paid 100, what did I pay, 100 or $150 at the thrift store. I pulled some out that I thought were, you know, $15, $20 fines. I think I had 15 or 20 of them that I was able to list and get the money back. And then I had all the rest, and I just put them up in a lot for $250 or $300 on eBay, and somebody bought them and was in love with them because they paid less than $1 a piece. And they probably sold them and made money. So definitely something to think about, lotting them up or individually selling them. Comic books can be really, really profitable, and they're doing really well selling wise right now. So 14,000 used comic books over 90 days is 155 comic books selling per day, and probably more with new ones and graded ones and all that. So a couple hundred comic books sell every single day on eBay. Not too shabby. Okay, so we're gonna move on to car parts, which is a very specific niche. But let me tell you, I had a friend who was at a yard sale. Again, another one of my friends. These are just people that I network with and talk to all the time in text messages, and they're always sharing with me the stuff that they find because they're resellers. So they were at a yard sale. There was some lights similar to these Euro style lights, and they fit a Ford F-150. I don't remember the year. It could have been like a 2010, 2012. Anyways, the owner didn't have the truck anymore, was selling these lights. They were used, but they were in like perfect shape. And they were selling them for $20 at the yard sale. And so he bought them, and they ended up being worth like $80. So this set sold for $50, but it was similar to these. And he was able to get them, you know, on eBay and sell them for $80, and he had paid $20, which was $60 profit, less the fees and shipping. He made $40. So then he started going out, and this was months and months and months ago. This was during, right when COVID was opening up. He went back out yard selling, garage selling. He is in Florida. And, he started looking for car parts. Well, he found some door handles that somebody had that matched like an old BMW, and they were $10, like 2 door handles. He put them on eBay for $69, and they sold like an hour later. He probably underpriced them. So car parts, something you might see at estate sales, something you might see at yard sale, garage sales. They definitely show up at auctions all the time. If you guys have local auctions or flea markets they're big at, definitely keep an eye out for car parts. They sell really fast. Just Ford F-150 taillights, 1,200 of them sold in the last 3 months. So 400 taillights for one type of truck sell per month. Imagine how many make, model cars and parts there are. Millions of car parts, so definitely a hot selling item all year round, honestly. Obviously, vintage t-shirts, all over prints, one of the hottest items on the market right now. People literally message me and go, hey, do you have boxes of vintage t-shirts you can sell me? Clearly I don't. If I did, I mean, I'd be selling them myself, but I don't know who's walking around with like boxes of hundreds and hundreds of vintage tees. I know there's a few people, but it's just not something that's like readily available. It's hard to get, and if it was that easy, everyone would be selling them and everyone would be making a ton of money. With that said, if you find them, they are certainly very, very profitable. You're talking about shirts that can range anywhere from 40 or 50 up into the mid hundreds of dollars. In fact, some of them can even go over 1,000. Not a bunch, but like here's a vintage 90s Metallica. It's from 1991, so it's an all-over print, and this one sold for $450, so pretty crazy. Here's another one. This is a vintage 90s USA Thunder shirt, all-over print with the motorcycle and the eagle, you know, pretty good. Here's a Who one, and this is where I said some of them, you know, aren't really worth a ton. This one only sold for $45 all in. Still a very cool shirt, still a great price if you paid, you know, $5 or $10 for it. This Jeff Gordon NASCAR all over did really well, $82.50, bright people love it. So, something, again, you paid 15, 20 bucks for, you did very well on it. So vintage shirts, band shirts, sports shirts, all over prints, Marvel, Nike, Jordan, anything that you get like that, super collectible and super hot right now. Okay, so number 11 is makeup and health and beauty. I don't sell this stuff, but a lot of you sellers do. And this is the one I'm going to ask for the help on, because there's 500,000 in the health and beauty when you search that, but there's millions more in the total health and beauty categories. So I don't like people to give away their answers. Some people are like, oh, I don't want to tell what I sell. But in general, what's some good tips? Leave it in the comments section. What are some good tips for health and beauty if that's what you want to sell? And I don't mean where to get it, how to source it. Like, that's your thing. People can figure that out on their own. But just in general, like what to look for, what kind of items do best, what kind of stuff can do $20, $25 sale prices, all sorts of stuff like that. Just general tips in the comment section if you sell in the health and beauty section. But I really want people to be on the lookout for this, because there's so much stuff and there's a lot of bulk opportunities to buy this as well. All right, men's work boots, cowboy boots, even women's leather boots. So much stuff that sells so well in the boot section. And this is an easy way to get $30, $40, and $50 and up average sale prices. I mean, most of the boots I've sold, work boots, Harley boots, 60 bucks, 70 bucks. Women's fry boots, leather, knee-high boots, we sold for $95, free shipping once. So really high average sale prices. I mean, you can see everything here on the side that I'm doing. And again, 12,000 units have sold in the last 90 days for just a search on work boots, which is 133 pair a day, and even more in all the other, women's leather boots, Harley boots. When you start searching that stuff, you'll start finding 20, 30,000 units over 90 days, 40,000 units, and they sell really, really fast. They have a much higher sell-through rate than most clothing, shoe, accessory categories. So look for work boots, look for steel toe boots, look for women's knee-high boots, motorcycle boots, any sort of thing like that, and you can start getting that average sale price up real quick. Okay, number 13, Apple laptops and iPads. They hold their value so good. So this is a 2017 MacBook Air, and it was probably $1,400-$1,500 brand new, and used 4 or 5 years old, still fetching 400 plus. Some of these, when they're only 2 years old, can fetch 6, 7, 800. My MacBook's about 3. I have a MacBook Pro, a 15-inch, and it's about 3 years old. I think I bought it in the end of 17, beginning of 18, something like that. And it was $2,000. It was 18 or 1900 plus tax, and I could probably still fetch 1,000 for mine. So that just goes to show you they hold values really, really well. But please know the 3 most important things about Apple products. 1, you must make sure they're not lost or stolen. 2, you must make sure the iCloud is clear, not just the password. The iCloud account is clear. That does not mean it's unlocked. That means the iCloud is clear. Unlocking is something totally different. And the third thing is you have to check every single model number, spec, hard drive size, every specification and customizing that's been done to it. Make sure it's reset, the hard drive's good. Check all of the sizes, the hard drives, the RAMs. Everything can change the price by $50 or $100. So know what you're doing and learn it, but they sell ridiculously fast. This is literally 1 year of a MacBook Air. You've got MacBook Pros, regular MacBooks. You're talking about thousands of them selling every single month quickly. As soon as you put it up, you'll start getting offers, you'll start getting people interested, but also know what to look for in scammers. Please do not sell these unless you are an established, very experienced seller that knows all the ins and outs of protecting yourself, serial numbers, IC3.govs, cases, PayPal protection, signatures, you name it. Make sure you know what you're doing. Okay, number 14 is cameras and camera equipment. Even little digital mint Canon PowerShot SX720s. It's a 20 megapixel camera. Look, this camera sold for $170 almost all in. And this is probably like a 10-year-old camera, right? This camera's probably from like, I don't even know, 2015, 2010, who knows? And this thing sold for $169 all in. Look at this one. This is Canon PowerShot S10. I think I had this camera back in the day before I had my G7X, and this one sold for $115. This thing is probably 5, 6 years old, right? And $115. Something you might pick up at a yard sale for 40 bucks. Something somebody has an estate sale for $30, $40. Something you might find at a pawn shop that they, gave somebody a $25 pawn alone and they didn't come back and get it, so they put it out in the store for 40, 50 bucks, and then you sell it for 115. So keep this stuff in mind. As you can see, electronics is really a higher average sale price, and they sell really, really fast. So men's Hawaiian shirts, Tommy Bahama, pineapple shirts, anything with a nice floral Hawaiian print is doing pretty well, more so than normal right now. I've sold a couple $24, $28, $30 shirts, so an easy way to average $25 on a shirt that's quick and easy. You can list it in a few minutes. You know, this one sold for almost $30 all in, nice Hawaiian print. This one took a best offer with 30 plus 7 shipping, so it was 37 before they took the offer. This one sold for $28 basically all in, and so, you know, another good one. This person sold 4 of them for 90, so you're talking about almost $25 a shirt, $22.50 a shirt. So in a bulk lot, so that's pretty good. So again, shirts you can pick up for a couple of dollars at thrift stores and different things. Selling for, you know, $25 and $30 is a great item to list in eBay stores and on Poshmark. They do well on there too for men. So Hawaiian shirts, anything with good floral prints, anything with good Hawaiian, pineapple, tropics, hula dancers, sunshines, palm trees, they do fantastically well. Okay, so number 16, hunting and outdoor gear, especially for clothing. Things like camo hunting pants, super popular. Now, a lot of people go hunting in the winter, but a lot of people do it all year round. But just this stuff just sells like really good. Overalls, pants, anything that really can, you know, Cabela's, Redhead, Tactical. They're all things that can be $20, $30, $40 and up. You definitely want to spot anything camo in a thrift store, anything camo at yard sales, you name it, you can get it. And other hunting and outdoor gear stuff too, like boots, you know, accessories, things like that can be really, really expensive. If you've ever been inside of a Bass Pro Shop, or you've ever been inside of any of those type of stores, even like a Dick's Sporting Goods in the hunting section, that stuff is no joke expensive, and it sells really fast. Just pants, 1,200 pair. So 400 pair a month, you know, 15 pairs a day are selling of just camo pants, camo hunting pants, even more in, you know, the overalls, the tops, if you do different searches. So definitely keep an eye out for that, number 16. Okay, number 17 is Birkenstock. I think everyone has probably heard of Birkenstock. Also a popular brand, Dansko, that you can look up as well. Popular with like nurses and healthcare industry workers. But Birkenstock sandals and slip-ons, really, really hot. Easy $30, $35 average sale price. Some of them upwards of 40 and 50. What you're looking at right here is the used ones. You can tell, with the exception of a few, almost all of them are 30, 40, 50 bucks. So definitely want to keep an eye out for Birkenstock. Dansko's a little bit cheaper, but still do really, really well. Obviously, if you can find Tory Burch, those are going to do just as good. Look for all of these 3 pair of sandals. So pretty much anything Harley sells if you can find it. The Harley shirts are always good. Your basic shirts, $10, $15, $20. Some of your button downs and vests can be $20, $30, $40. That's what you're looking for. Harley boots are always $40, $50 and up. A lot of them can be $60, $70, $80. So you want to look for those. You can see the used sold prices on my screen here. Also, if you can find Harley motorcycle jackets, clearly those are in the $50 to $100 range. Always a good find for Harley jackets. And you know, the basic clothing can be really good as well. You find a nice Harley button down with a big Harley graphic on the back. I've sold them for $30, $40. So anything Harley, look it up, find the comps, but should be something to easily average $20, $30 an item and up depending on what you're finding. Okay, specialty tools, especially automotive tools, can be really, really niche and really, really expensive. So I'm just gonna give you an example. This is a BMW M3 tow hook wrench toolkit. It fits like a 325, 328, 335 E90. It's a 2006 to 2013 OMC4. So this is basically just the tow hitch hookup for the back with the wrench and screwdriver. If you own this car, that's what would come in it. This sold for almost $28 with a 50% off sale and free shipping. This is a Hazit 2762 oil drain filler plug. It's a 13 millimeter hex box, 14 millimeter Allen wrench for a Mercedes and a BMW. So this is really particular and special to those cars. And that sold for $57 used. So if you find tools out at garage sales, yard sales, estate sales, look them up, find out what they are. Some of these tools and specialty things that people use for cars, automotive, motorcycles, RVs can be really, really pricey, really expensive. So if you keep going, some of these people label this stuff. Like this is a 10 millimeter, 11 millimeter open-ended wrench for a BMW E28, E24, and this was a $40 wrench for one wrench, specialty plumbing tools, specialty electrician tools. You know that I always look up like the Fluke multimeters, which we can take a look at right now while we're sitting here. You just look up Fluke multimeters and go to solds and then sort them by used, over 3,200 of them. Look, some of these used multimeters are in the hundreds of dollars. So always keep an eye out for specialty tools. That is our number 19 item. Now, my number 20 item is rare books, textbooks, expensive books. Now, I'm not a bookseller. I know a lot of you are. If you are a bookseller, Amazon is generally the best place to put them. eBay has some good prices. There are a few books that will do better on eBay, but for the most part, Amazon is where you want to go with them. I'm showing you on eBay because this video is for eBay sales, but if you want to sell on eBay, fine. If you don't want to tackle Amazon, don't. But you can learn Amazon very, very quickly. Part of my training program actually has videos teaching you how to sell on Amazon, how to scan stuff. Very, very easy to learn. I'll link that below if you want to grab it. So some books can be $20, $30, $40. Once you learn and get some experience, you'll be able to spot a $25 plus book from a mile away. And anytime you're in a thrift store and you see one or two of them, you can grab them. Anytime you're in a Goodwill, a Salvation Army, or at a yard sale, oh look, there's a $22, $24, $28 book. Bam, pay $1 for it, and you're off to the races building your book business. So definitely a way to do it. Okay, so iPhones, cell phones, Android phones in general, same rules as the laptops and tablets. Know what you are doing. Know how to check them, know how to test them, know how to clear the iCloud, know how to clear to make sure they're not lost or stolen. Know the difference between unlocked and not unlocked. It has nothing to do with the passwords of the iCloud. Different. Know the differences in the gigabytes and the model numbers on the back. Know the difference in the generations and the carriers. Know the prices. There is a lot more to selling phones than simply just here's my phone. So please, please, please educate yourself. But take, for example, this 11 Pro Max. I own this phone. This is an iPhone 11 Pro Max. This year's phone was an iPhone 12 that came out in September or October, which was actually almost a year ago. So they're going to be coming out with a new one. Either it's going to be a 12X or a 12 Pro, or there's going to be a 13. We're not sure yet. We'll know in a month or two. I don't upgrade every year. So I bought my phone in 2019, in August, September 2019. I kept it for a year until last year, till 2020. A year comes around, the 12 comes out. I don't upgrade because, well, one, COVID was, still rolling along. And two, I just don't I'm good with my phone. I have it for a year. I don't need to get rid of it. I've had it for 1 year. Like, I'm comfortable with it. I'll get one when the new one comes out. So every 2 years. I could upgrade every year. I do it every 2 years. So my phone that's about to be 2 years old is still worth $700-800 easily, right? $700 or $800. I could put it out on Craigslist and probably get $750 for it or $800. Anyways, I paid, I think after tax, about $13 or $13.50 for the 256. I can't remember the price was. I think it was like $11.99, so $1,200, and then tax on that is like $100, so $1,300. I don't know, something like that. It's still worth 60% of that value. So pretty good for cell phones holding values. You might be able to find somebody who's like, yeah, I'll take $500 for this, and then put it up for $750, $250 profit, less your, $100 worth of fees and shipping and promos or whatever you do, $80 worth, and you still make $150, $200. Just be very, very careful with this category, meeting people, go to police stations, all the above. You know what I'm talking about, guys. All right, a lot of you are going to love this category. It is Pyrex. Most of these Pyrex pieces you find out in town that are legitimate are easy $25 and up, $30, $40, $50 pieces. 3 huge tips about Pyrex. 1, know how to tell that it's real. It takes a little bit of experience. I know some of it. I don't know all of it. Admittedly, I haven't put enough time into Pyrex because I just don't like shipping glass. I hate it. It's like my least favorite thing to do. So I've learned enough to be able to kind of help you guys and chime in the group, but there's so much I don't know about Pyrex. It's crazy. So number 2 is know how to ship it correctly so you don't break it. Don't try to put a little layer of 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch bubble wrap around it and call it a day. Know how to pack this stuff. Otherwise, a $40, $50 sale that you paid $3 for is going to get shattered, and you're going to lose more money in the shipping and all the refunds than you did even buying it and selling it. So know how to ship it. So 1, know it's real. 2, know it is how to ship it. And 3, know the differences in the designs and the years and the numbers, because there could be a difference in you having a $30 bowl or a $130 bowl. Just keep that in mind, guys. Sets can be worth a lot. Also know how to check for damage. Little chips, little paint scrapes, little things like that can affect the value and cost you returns. Absolutely know what you're doing. Pay attention to that. So Pyrex, Easily pieces $20, $30, $40, some of them upwards of $50, $60, and $100. Look at this rainbow stripe one, sold for over $200 after the shipping. Crazy, crazy price. If you knew what you were doing, 10 bucks at a yard sale, bang, home run. You guys know I wouldn't leave you hanging without talking about Legos. They go kind of their own route of being huge, 130,000 plus sales on them, and the last 90 days. Of course, the factory sealed full sets. You can sell the little individual pieces. You can sell boxes by the weight. These ones kind of just speak for themselves. You can find them anywhere and everywhere. Legos, if they're legitimate, are just sellers. They sell fast, they sell for good money, and they're everywhere. So if you see Lego, look it up. Be careful of the pricing, because some things you think are worth a lot may not be, and some things you think are not worth a lot will be. So definitely, do your research and pay attention. But Legos, kind of self-explanatory, they sell. All right, we're coming down to the end. Number 24 is costume jewelry. Some people sell it in lots, which is kind of what you see I have here. But if you look at things like this, some of these old costume jewelry rings, some of these turquoise, some of these different types of things, these bands can be worth $15, $20, $30 a piece. Like if you put on, like a costume, like a ring, costume ring, and we filter that by solds, and we come up here and we go to condition used, we have over 2,500. It's just rings. You could do necklaces, you could do brooches, you could do all sorts of different things, right? And I tend to like to go item location US only. If you're not in the US, I understand. But yeah, so here we go. I mean, you can easily find, lots of stuff for $15, $20, $30. But sometimes you'll find people who sell things like this, like this little jewel thing. It's sold for $15.50, right? They'll sell things like this for $10. And what happens is people go to estate sales, different things, and they find bags or boxes of these for 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks, and they start listing all the pieces for $15 and $20, and they sell. Now, I'm not saying this stuff is going to be the highest of the average sale prices that we've seen rolling through here, but super popular, super easy to find at estate sales, thrift stores sometimes have this stuff, flea markets, auctions, but it just sells. It seems to do really, really good. Tanya Thrifty Treasures has sold a lot of it. Margaret did. Texas Girl Treasures. All those kind of people do really well on that stuff. So costume jewelry, number 4. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. Number 25. I know a lot of you guys like to sell shoes, so why not men's dress shoes? We've covered Nikes and Adidas and athletic sneakers. We covered the work boots, Harley boots, things like that. Why not men's dress shoes? Easy way to average 70, 80, 90 bucks for men's dress shoes. Allen Edmonds, 8,100 pair of Allen Edmonds used shoes have sold in the last 90 days, which is about 90 pair a day, right? So 8,100 divided by 90 is 90. It's pretty easy math, and they just move like wildfire. And typically they average minimum sale prices in the $50 range. Look, 34 and 13 is $47, $48. You got a $54 pair there. 63 all-in pair there, 49 and 14. You get a 43 and 11, so that's a 54 and change, almost $55. The minimum prices I see Allen Edmonds go for are generally $40. I don't see too many under 40 ever. Some not in good shape or just not popular, but generally $50 is more of a, 45, 50 is the bottom line for these. Almost all of the ones I've sold have been 60s, 70s. Here's a $63 one. Here's this one was 48, one of the cheapest ones I see on here. Here's one that sold 81 all in. These Oxfords, really nice. This pair, the dress shoes, the Veronas, these are real leather 10.5D loafers. These were $180.99. So you can see here's a pair that sold for 93 all in. Again, these are saddle leather. Look for Allen Edmonds. Look for Bostonian. Look for all of these dress shoes from men that are high-end brands, and you can score $100 pairs of shoes all the time. Even if your thrift store is crazy, charging $20, $25 for shoes, you can make a solid profit. If you find them elsewhere, 10 bucks a pair, 15 bucks a pair, Salvatore Ferragamos, Allen Edmonds, Bostonians, any sort of thing, name brand like that, definitely jump on them. They sell really well. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up there. That's 25 items you should be looking for all summer long and all of 2021 in the second half of the year to make quick profits, great profits, good sell-through rates, and do well in your eBay store or Amazon if you have it, Poshmark possibly, cross-post it as well. If you enjoy the video, please click the thumb below it, turn it blue. It's a thumbs up. It helps the video, helps the algorithm, and I appreciate it. And do subscribe to the channel. I'll be putting out way more videos just like this, along with more thrifting videos coming up next week. Thank you guys as always for watching. Check out the links in the description down below for all of my websites, links, products, services, and our sponsors, including List Perfectly, the fastest cross-listing tool on the internet. I'll see you guys next time.